Hello, my crafty friends. I am Teah Woodward, an independent demonstrator with Stampin' Up, and I am here today to demonstrate 2 cards using the Christmas Classics bundle that's in the new mini catalog from Stampin' Up. And these 2 cards, they're super quick. These are the make and take cards that I offered at my open house, and I really just wanted to show those to you and just show you how quick and easy it would be to make something that's very mailable and super pretty. So that's what I'm going to be showing you today. I am located in Richland, Washington in the United States. And I've been a demonstrator for 4 years. I love what I do. I'm having a ton of fun. We relocated to this area. I'm looking over here at my computer screen to see, to make sure everything is showing up the way it's supposed to, and it is. So now I can quit looking over there. There we go. And so anyway, we relocated here earlier this year, and I relocated right into the heart of my stamping community. And it's been amazing. All of my closest friends, I lived in Vancouver, Washington, and now I live in the Tri-Cities area. And when I joined Stampin' Up, the majority of my friends lived in the Tri-Cities area. So now I'm right here in the middle of them, and I just keep making more and more friends. And at my open house, I met even more people, and it's just been an amazing journey. But you know, I've met even more people across the United States, and this has just been amazing. And technology just makes it all so much more fun, right? Makes it so much more possible to be with other people. So, with all of that said, let's see, if there's anything I want to tell you. So today I'm showing you the Christmas Classics bundle. This is the second time I will have shown this to you, not the last time. This is my favorite bundle out of the catalog. And it's what I'm using for my personal Christmas cards, as a matter of fact. And I am designing a class right now that I'm going to be offering next month. So that class will be available online as well as in person. But I don't quite have it ready to show you yet today, so look for that next week. Anyway, so this is what I am demonstrating today. And I guess the only other thing that I would have to mention today is that these are the thank you cards. So if anybody makes a purchase of $35 or more in my online store, I send you the kits to make these 3 cards. So everything is pre-cut, pre-scored, pre-die cut. I send you the gems, the ribbon, pre-embossed. I can't do your stamping, so you have to stamp your own sentiments. And any other images that you wish to stamp. You have to do any of that. But I do all of the rest and send an envelope, and you get all of that. So that's with a purchase of $35 or more. And then with a purchase of $50 or more, I send a link to your email for a tutorial bundle. I participate in a group that contributes a project to a group, I'm going to call it a consortium or a co-op. And every month we bundle all of our projects that aren't published anywhere else into this bundle, tutorial bundle. This month, September, there's 55 projects. It's the biggest one so far. I can't imagine that getting any bigger, but goodness gracious. Normally it's in the like 42, which is really big too. And then we've seen like 46, 47, and then today, this month was 55. So it was amazing. So anyway, but I send you the link to that because that's obviously just way too big for me to print out and send to everybody that makes a purchase of $50 or more. So, and that link is on my Google Drive, so it's a safe link for me to send to you. Anyway, I am now going to turn my camera down. I can't think of anything else that I need to tell you. So I'm going to move my computer my computer board out of the way. And there's 2 cards we're making today. I'm going to show you a 3rd card, but it's one I already did a video for, but it coordinates with all of these. So I'm going to take this. Let's see, I'm going to put this back to where it needs to be. It was just in the way, so I pushed it out of the way. And then I am going to find my button. And try to get this all straightened out. All right, so this is the card that I've already demonstrated. You can find that on my YouTube channel. So this is the card that I sent out as a make and take to my customers when I sent out their catalog packets. These are the make and takes that I offered at the open house. So if you came to my open house, you had a make and take to choose from. And so these were the 2 make and takes. So this one uses the Timber 3D embossing layer behind, and this one uses the Melody 3D embossing behind. Sorry, I didn't realize I had a little froggy in my throat. Let me clear that. I guess that you're the first person I'm talking to today since my husband left for work this morning. So there's my host code for the month. So these are the 2 cards we're going to make, and I'm going to start with this one. Super, super easy. I can't wait to show you how easy and quick this is. So the card base is 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4 1/4. We're going to crease that. We're going to burnish that. We're going to line up our ends. Just make sure everything is nice and straight, because sometimes that when you're scoring things in your scoring tool, it gets just a little bit off. Not a lot, but a little bit. And now that's laying nice and flat. I have my layer that I've already embossed. And I want to make sure that my musical notes are going the right direction. There they are. So can you see that melody piece? Isn't that lovely? This piece is 4 by 5 1/4, and all of these dimensions will be on my blog, by the way, later today. So it's been real busy. I meant to get all of these videos done earlier, but I got a little busy. Last night I was up late. I was cutting all the kits for a church function. I was asked to teach the ladies to make cards. They're sending notes to people that receive Meals on Wheels. And that service project is tomorrow. So I was cutting all those kits out, which is, I think, a pretty nice project. Okay, so then this piece here, and I should have mentioned, this is real red. This is our basic white, and this is not the thick like I would use on a card base. This is the regular weight. Same weight that I'll use as my liner on the inside. This piece is actually a piece of the Designer Series paper. The Designer Series paper that is called, I should have already had this out. I think it's called Joy of Christmas, but let me double check. It coordinates with, yes, it's Joy of Christmas 12 by 12 inch Designer Series paper. It's on page 29 of the mini catalog. Let me open up here. There we go. So this is what I'm going to cough. This is what I'm working with today. So this is the Designer Series paper, and I'm taking this one and I'm die cutting it for that greenery. There are 2 bundles in this collection. I'm only using this collection right here, or this bundle in this collection right here. The other one is beautiful. I just honed in on this one. So I'm going to show you. So this is the designer series paper that I'm cutting, that I already die cut. That's the other side of it. This paper is so beautiful. Every single piece of it is gorgeous. And then I used this die. And I'm going to give you a little tip. When I was die cutting, most of the time I die cut with my die facing down and run it through my machine, and I wasn't getting a very good cut. When I turned it over with my paper on top of the die and the edges facing up, I got a perfect cut. So I don't know why that is, but that was the case for me. So I am going to go ahead and adhere that down. I've seen this, by the way, where somebody they cut two of these and they turned it so that the greenery was offset and it just made a fuller looking piece. That was really pretty. In my case, I'm not doing that. This was a quick make and take at an open house. And I'm glad that I didn't, because I had some people that had never stamped before, and you don't want to have too many layers when you've got people that haven't done it before. You want to keep it somewhat simple. I didn't know that I was going to have newbies. I got lucky. It was a beautiful experience having them. And they fell in love with card making absolutely instantly. All right, so the front of our card is basically ready to go. I just need to do some stamping at this point. So I'm going to stamp my front, my focal point, and at the same time I'm just going to go ahead and stamp my inner card, my message liner. So if you wanted, you could stamp an additional sentiment. I'm not doing that. I am just going to decorate the corners and leave room for a message to be written. I am using, let's see, I'm trying to remember. I've got two cards going, so I'm trying to remember what all I used where. Let me flip these so that there we go. So this green is shaded spruce. So first I'm going to stamp, let's see, get things situated here. I am going to first stamp in real red, Deck the Halls. And because this is photopolymer, I'm using my Stampin' Pearson mat because I get a better impression when I do. And I can, because my blocks are clear, I can see to center. Let's see how well I actually centered, but it looks like I did pretty well. Good enough. So that is ready for the front of the card. Then I am going to open my shaded spruce. And I am going to stamp some holly in two corners. You could do all four corners or one corner. And then I'm going to use the real red for the berries. Maybe I could have done a better job aligning them there. And then I'm going to close up my ink so I don't make any messes. I am now ready to adhere or glue all of this together. Ooh, that one got, there we go, rigid. Set those aside. I can move this mat out of the way. I'm going to use my multi-purpose adhesive. To center this right on top of that detailed die cut. Isn't that lovely? I just think that's beautiful. I'm going to go ahead and adhere. Oh goody, the garbage truck showed up while I was videoing. Yay! I've got the window open for a little bit of air. And that truck hasn't been coming until afternoon, so I thought I was safe. But they were quick, so I guess that wasn't too bad. And I'm going to put this in. Let's see. I like the green glue because it gives me time to move things around if I need to. But everybody has their favorite. All right, so the inside of the card is done. I just need to finish embellishing the outside of the card. So the outside of the card, I'm going to first add a bow. So I'm going to use my handy dandy bow maker to make a quick bow. And then once I've got the bow on, then it's easier for me to place the gold sequins. So this ribbon is part of the, I believe it's called Real Red in Burlap. I'll look it up real quick. It's a 2-pack. I'm going to look it up. It is Real Red and Burlap Ribbon Combo Pack. That's where I've pulled this ribbon from. Not using the burlap. I will be using that on another project. Not today. I love the burlap ribbon in this pack. It makes a beautiful bow. It's got a very soft hand. And where's my mini glue dots? Here we are. Almost to the end here of this spool of dots. So I've got oops. Well, don't you hate it when that happens? So I've got a fuzzy. All right. Then I'm using, these are the pastel adhesive backed sequins. This is what the pack looks like when it's, basically when it's new. I'm at the end of a pack here that I'm using up, so you're gonna see a bunch of missing stuff. Whoops. So I'm gonna use, okay. Oops, we got two stuck to each other. How'd that happen? Here we go. So I'm gonna put a big one. I don't like how my bow is sitting. I'm gonna have to fix that. And then a little one next to it. And a little one down here in the corner. So the front and the inside of this card is now finished. I'm going to fuss with that bow just a little bit. And then I should have stamped my envelope at the same time that I stamped the inside. And I'm just going to add just a little embellishment to my envelope so it coordinates with my card. So I'm going to take that holly, make sure my envelope is facing the right way. And see if I do a little bit better job with my holly here, or my holly berries. There, that looks better. Oh, I messed one up. Well, boo. Let's see. If I just re-ink one, can I fix it? Good enough. All right, so we now have a coordinated envelope with our card. Next card. Put these away. So here's our next card. Let me put a couple items away here, make some space. I don't work well in a mess, so I always have to reset. That's just me, though. Everybody operates differently. So this card utilizes a different piece of that designer series paper. The back of the matte layer I have embossed with the Timber 3D embossing folder. So can you see that? I don't know. There we go. Now you can see it. So I am going to start by, oh, I guess I'll give you the measurements again. It's the same measurements as the last card, 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4 1/4. Going to give that a burnish. Again, this is super quick cards. So these are something that could easily be replicated over and over and over again to send out as your Christmas cards. And you could, if you so desired, you could stamp an additional sentiment on the inside if you wanted, if you had something that you wanted to put in there. I am going to, being careful that, see there's a flat side to this 3D embossing folder and there's a raised side. I want the raised side to the front, so I'm being careful to put my adhesive on the flat side. And this piece is 4 by 5 1/4 before I embossed it. I say that because once you emboss it, it changes the dimensions just slightly. Making sure my card opens the right way, yep. And centering that on the card front, the front of the card base. Looks a little crooked to me. There we go. And giving that a nice little squish all the way around. Now this focal point is going to get raised up on dimensionals, and I'll show you why in just a minute. All right. I am going to adhere my designer series paper to this matte layer. Where'd my ruler go? Well, let's see. I have, okay, so this is 3 1/4 by 3 1/4. This is 3 by 3. And I've got glue somewhere. I'm hearing a tick, tick, tick. Something's, I think it's on my hand actually. All right. So 3 1/4 by 3 1/4, 3 by 3 inches. Everything about this designer series paper is beautiful. This wood grain on the back is pretty. I'm using some of the wood grain in the class. Also using this side in the class that I'm designing. I love the shaded spruce and the real red together. It's so beautiful. Okay, so now I took my 12 by 12 and I just cut it up 3 by 3 by 3 by 3 by 3. I did not try to center any of my design. Now I'm going to take my design and I'm going to try to find where I think my focal point should be. And so like if I put my ribbon here, or I guess my ribbon is probably going to go here because I have these 2 bright points. Okay, I'm going to take, this is the same ribbon as we used on the last project. And I'm going to use a little bit of Scotch tape on the back side to hold the ribbon in place. You could use tear and tape. You could use glue dots. My specific choice is tape. And I'm making that straight. And there we go. All right, so now that I've got that on there, now I can put my dimensionals on the back. Oops, a little close to the edge. Let's fix that. I'm doing a lot. My choice. I can afford it. And then this will get placed in the upper half of the card front. So you see I've made an equal distance here, here, and here. That's what I'm going to do again. So that allows for me to frame my sentiment, the season's greetings, down below. So that looks good. Going to tie a bow. Actually, I'm going to do my season's greetings. Getting ahead of myself. I'm going to go ahead and stamp my sentiment and stamp my image that I'm putting on the inside message liner. So I'm going to use my my piercing mat again, because it helps me to get a better image because I'm using photopolymer. And sorry, I am thinking here because I am using the fir branch, I'm not using the entire length of the fir branch, so I'm going to put a piece of paper underneath this because I don't want to get ink on my piercing mat. Make sure, there we go. So I'm using the shaded spruce, inking it up. Then I am going to, I'm backing it off just a little bit, doing full strength, and then I am just going to turn it just a little bit without re-inking it, and it just gives it just a little bit of extra fullness. That little lighter stamp that I just added. And I'm feeling for where my pierce mat is. Full strength ink. And then just shifting it slightly. And just gave it, so I'm going to bring that up so that you can see that. You see just the extra little fullness added by doing the second set of stamping without re-inking. Now I'm going to go ahead and do that to my envelope, and instead of doing, well, I could do it to the front, but I also want to do it to the flap. So I'm going to do it to this. Isn't that fun? I mean, it just really kind of elevates your envelope. Let's see. Oh, I just messed up my envelope. I got a little inky booger there. I might try using my sand eraser to see if I can get that off. All right, so much for showing off on the envelope. Now I need to stamp the sentiment in real red. Now this sentiment barely fits on this label, but it does fit. And I'm using the Season's Greetings. So I guess I should have shown you. This label is in this set of dies. It's right here. So it's the one that would layer. I'm using it all by itself. Okay. Thank goodness this is photopolymer, huh? So I can see my entire label. And yay, I got it right. Woohoo! Most of the time I have. There's been a couple times I didn't. And that I'm going to put on dimensionals right on the front here. We're almost done with this second card. All right. So I'm hoping to catch up some videos on some samples that I've already got done. Let's see, so I'm going to center this one, centering it between the bottom here and here. And I'm going to lightly set it down and make sure, okay, I'm off to one side just a tad, so I'm going to try that one more time. One side's a little low. And I think I got it that time. So now I'm pressing it down, gonna make my bow. So I've got some, I've got a video to do of abundant blessings. No, excuse me, abundant beauty. Abundant beauty. And then the 3 cards that I showed you that will be that are the thank you gift for the purchase of $35 or more for the month of September. I will be recording that video by Friday at the very, very latest. My goal would be tomorrow, but I have a doctor's appointment tomorrow, so sometimes that's a wild card. So Friday for sure. I'm going to go ahead and trim this before I put it on. Grab a mini glue dot. Oh, what's happening here? I think my mini glue dot grabbed a fuzzy in the ribbon and it tried to twist it. And then I'm going to add some more of those sequins. So I'm just going to add one down here, one over here, and one over here. And my friends, we have just completed the second card. So we have, oh, there we go. I've just shown you both cards. Oh, wait, no, I didn't put the, here, let's try that one more time. Didn't put the message liner. It's stamped, it just needs to be adhered. Here we go. Then I can say we're done. Silly. There we go. Yay. Now we're done. There. So, my friends, I hope you enjoyed that. Thank you for the thumbs up. Appreciate that. Thank you so much for joining me today, and have a wonderful day. Keep on stamping and share your creations with those you love. Thank you again. Big hugs. Bye.